you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Sunday, the 28th of April. Well, a quick recap on Saturday's performance. Well, disappointing on the football after getting really excited that something was going to be amiss, but it didn't happen. A bit gutting, really. We got the 4 goals in the Reading match. Nothing really happened in the county match for a change. It must be the only game they've played this season where nothing actually really happened. I think it was 1-0 in the end. Barrow was 1-1 with Stag, so that blew it out that blew my conspiracy out. I just want to say something regarding football. I know I've spoken about Notts County. Did you know that the last time there wasn't a goal in one of their matches was the 15th of August? So I know, have you seen those challenges where it's like £10 to a grand or £50 to a grand? Would have been very interesting. I haven't had time. I think normally it's about 1 to 8 or 1 to 10 to back on 1 goal or more. Might be something interesting worth doing in the future. But anyway, let's get back to the horse racing. So we had 2 non-runners, 1 placed, and 2 nowheres. I didn't even see a race, so I'm going to watch them just after this video and see how they actually got on and see if there's any bias and whatever. So I picked some selections for Sunday. I think they're interesting more than anything else. I do like the look of them. It's not just a bet for the sake of it. So I've deposited £10 because I've limited myself to £10 deposit a day. It's a 7p each way, lucky 63, and basically I think it comes to like £8.82. Then the final £1.12 I've actually split pretty much on the first 2 horses each way. Anything else I shall any comeback off those 2 I shall spread it out on the other ones. So let me get into it. So the first selection is Educator at 11 to 1 in the 2. Just give me 1 second. It's a bit warm. I'm taking my hoodie off. What a fantastic video. Right, good to go. Educator, it's 11 to 1 in the 2 at Southwell, paying 3 places instead of 2. I think 11 to 1 is a decent price for a Mick Appleby horse with decent prize money. I tipped this horse last time and it was a bit of a mistake really because I didn't know exactly what was happening, but I knew that day wasn't the day. Luke Morris got it right, pressing the leader out wide, weakened relatively tamely, disappointing run. I believe this horse is more of an all-weather horse, and I think that race was just to blow the cobwebs away. And this is, I think it's more of an all-weather horse. Obviously, it's probably you could say more of an all-weather trainer with him being champion trainer several times on the all-weather. Definitely an interesting selection, and it goes well on the all-weather. The second selection is Zainab in the 240 at Southwell, paying 4 places instead of 3. This has got better form so far than the favourite. It's got a racing post rating of 85, whereas the favourite at the time when I'm recording this has got a racing post rating of 82. Bear in mind the favourite's only ran once. This horse has ran twice. However, by far its best run was on the all-weather, which was last time. In fact, give me 2 seconds. I've got a habit of not looking at this and. Right. I'm wrong about that. So that's a preview for another horse. So Zainab ran very well in the weather last time. I think it was Southwell as well. I think it'll run another cracking race. When I was looking at the form, it was about 8 to 1 on just the right hand side on the racing post. I looked at it with 9 to 2, so that's disappointing. But I can't change my mind. It's a horse that I do like, and I think Charlie Fellow's a decent trainer, especially when he sends them to Southwell. In my opinion, I haven't got the stats to back it up, but I like it when he sends horses to Southwell. The third selection is the one I've just been talking about, Modern Times, at 5 to 1 in the 3 at Southwell. This horse has better form than the favourite. Racing post rating of 85 compared to 82 for the favourite. We're taking fitness on trust. It hasn't run for about, I think it's 174 days. Powerful connections, decent trade. I think it's Harry Eustace, I think the trainer is. Daniel Tudor on board. I think it's due to run a good race. It by far ran its best race last time when it was on the all-weather rather than on the turf. The fourth selection is a horse I've backed before, and it should have won. It was given an atrocious ride by James Doyle. So that's Tenerife Sunshine. Problem is, it's only 72. You probably will get bigger, but I've taken the prices, so I've got a cash out. In the 340 at Southwell, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse was travelling like train monster, whatever you want to call it, last time, it got squeezed up slightly and shuffled very slightly back, and the winner and a couple of them got first run on it. If you watch the race, go to At the Races. Not sure exactly where it was. It might have been Wolverhampton in a valuable race. I think it came fourth, so we still got paid out on it, but it should have won. It should have won that day. I looked on the comments on the Racing Post site, the commentary comments, and it said midfield, headway 2 out, stayed on, something like that. I'm thinking, give over. Mid-pack, squeezed up, lost place slightly, unlucky. So that's Tenerife Sunshine in the 340 at Southwell. And finally, the next selection is Ingrator at 5-1 in the 450 at Southwell, paying 4 places instead of 3. Jack Shannon, this one was kept in training after a relatively lengthy absence. I believe it's an all-weather horse. So its most recent run, I think you can put a line through. I believe they would have freshened it up, and I think definitely there are also powerful connections, which I haven't backed them very often, but I backed them once at Southwell, and the horse won and won readily. It doesn't mean anything really. It just means, I think it's something like John and Sue Abnett or something like that. Powerful connections with their own breeding operation as well. I think they generally, only have horses with the Shannons. I could be wrong, but I have seen their colours quite a lot of the time for the Shannons. And finally, King of York at 14-1 in the 525 at Southwell, paying 4 places instead of 3. Personally, I think this horse's best distance is 7 furlong. I don't think it quite finishes its races off properly when it's over a mile. Don't get me wrong, it has ran some good races over a mile, but I just think it hasn't got that power pack finish over a mile, in my opinion. Scott Dixon will not. Let's be polite and let's call him a very shrewd operator. He will be. I think he's still based at Southwell. He's definitely in that area. He will know all about this horse, what it needs to win. He will have looked at the opposition, and I think there could be a little bit of money for it. I think 14-1 is a really decent price. To be honest, I would expect it. If there is going to be little bit of money for it, I'd say 8s or 9s. I would expect it if it was fancy. Sorry, not if there was a bit of money for it. So I'd expect closer to the off 8s or 9s. This horse is a Southwell specialist, and as I said, Scott Dixon will be rubbing his hands at the decent prize money because he can throw some of his very well handicapped horses at the decent prize money. So, the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.